Hello everyone and welcome to my e-portfolio. My name is JHill and I am a 2013 Masters of Public Policy candidate at the University of Massachusetts Dartmouth. My time at the university actually began in the Environmental Policy Certificate program in the spring of 2011. Impressed with the experience I had and anxious to learn more as I was completing my certificate during the summer of 2011, I quickly decided to apply for matriculation into the full Masters of Public Policy program, with the central goal of advancing a career change I had recently embarked upon. I am pleased to report that my navigation through the MPP program has more than prepared me to complete this transition. Before I dive into all the reasons why the MPP program has positioned me for this exciting advancement in my career, let me give you a brief history of my professional experience prior to my time at the university. After graduating from the University of Maryland in 2006 with a bachelor's degree in agronomy, my professional career began in the golf course industry. After a brief stint as a horticulturist, I moved into the management side of golf course operations as an assistant superintendent. I spent nearly 5 years as an assistant until I finally gathered the courage to chart a course that would lead me into a career I could wake up every day and be passionate about. Over the next couple years, I was employed by the Environmental Division for the town of Plymouth, Massachusetts, and a local land conservancy based out of southern Massachusetts. I fell in love with the work I was doing, especially my time spent working in land protection. As I worked with local governments on the development of policies and procedures aimed at land stewardship and acquisition efforts, it became clear to me that I could benefit from an advanced degree that would provide me with a better understanding of organizational operation, both governmental and non-governmental, in the policy process. It was particularly clear, and certainly evident after my experience in the certificate program, that the full MPP program would give me the knowledge, skills, and credentials necessary to advance my career in this exciting new direction. I've broken down my portfolio into two main sections: MPP coursework and professional development while in the program. These two sections are designed to showcase how the unique set of experiences I had throughout the program have prepared me for this next phase in my career. So let's get started. The world of public policy, particularly as an academic discipline, is complex and multifaceted. It brings in elements of numerous social science fields and concepts applicable to government and non-governmental administration, management, operation, and more. Introductory courses, such as the ones listed here, gave me a solid understanding of the foundational principles and concepts of public policy. In the public institutions in the policy process and policy analysis courses, I gained an understanding of the institutional, political, and normative context of the public policy process, as well as the key concepts and process models used to analyze public policy. In the administrative law course, I gained a foundational understanding of the administrative principles and concepts, including sources and limits to administrative power through legislative and executive branches, agency rulemaking, and the process of judicial review. In the research methods course, I gained an understanding of applied research design, secondary data research techniques, and the use of mixed methodological strategies in applied policy research. I would encourage you to visit my MPP coursework section of my written portfolio to see the materials I developed for these courses. One of the beauties of the MPP program at UMass Dartmouth is the opportunity students are given to focus on a subfield of public policy that matches their professional aspirations. This extends beyond a student selection of a concentration. For instance, my concentration area was environmental policy. However, I was able to focus the majority of my coursework on environmental policy issues specifically related to land use policy and conservation. Not only did this approach allow me to dive into an area of policy that I wanted a better understanding of, it also gave me the opportunity to make connections between my professional background and my academic pursuits, all of which were aimed at gaining a better understanding of environmental decision-making processes in the context of land use policy and planning. Through my concentration courses such as environmental policy, environmental law, ocean policy and law, as well as my applied policy research course, I was able to achieve the level of comprehension I was seeking from the beginning of my enrollment in the program. For instance, in environmental policy, I achieved a solid understanding of environmental decision-making processes, and, perhaps most importantly, I learned how to perform cost-benefit analysis using environmental valuation techniques that include an accounting of natural capital and ecosystem services, what I believe to be a very important skill that few others have. In environmental law, I gained an understanding of the ways the law establishes frameworks within which policies must be developed and the roles of policy professionals at the various stages of development. These are just a few examples, so again, I would encourage you to visit the MPP coursework section of my written portfolio to see a detailed description of the courses I took and the materials I developed. I decided to include this section, Professional Development, to showcase the unique set of professional experiences I had while in the MPP program. During the first year of my program, I was awarded the Town of Dartmouth Public Policy Fellowship. This experience also fulfilled my MPP internship requirement. Taking place in the Board of Selectmen's office, my fellowship was an excellent opportunity for me to learn about the forces of local government, apply aspects of my coursework, and witness professionals in the field. This experience gave me the opportunity to work with and learn from a community of public officials and public sector employees who are engaged in the world of public policy and who regularly work close with the myriad of policymakers from governmental and non-governmental organizations. A full report of my fellowship experience can be found in the written portfolio, a written portion of my MPP portfolio. During my second year of the program, I was awarded an assistantship with the Urban Initiative, a division of the Center for Policy Analysis at UMass Dartmouth. My primary tasks included data collection, policy research and analysis, program evaluation, in addition to writing and editing reports, policy briefs, research proposals, informational documents, and other materials as needed. My greatest contribution to the Urban Initiative was my participation in the design, launch, marketing, research, and management of the Urban Initiative's South Coast Urban Indicators Project, a website designed to meet the information needs of leaders and citizens of Fall River and New Bedford. I also had the pleasure of presenting some of the work I began with the Urban Initiative as one of the speakers at the Sustainable Cities Graduate Student Speaker Series. My event, From Vacant to Vibrant, a conversation about land use in the urban South Coast, featured brief presentations by city officials from New Bedford and Fall River concerning the challenges and strategies for vacant and abandoned parcels in each community. Following the presentations, I facilitated a solutions-based conversation with audience members, enabling city representatives to solicit feedback and giving attendees the opportunity to comment, ask questions, and learn about how to become involved in improving the outcomes of vacant and abandoned parcels. If you're interested, a link to my event is provided in the written portfolio as well. Over the course of my final year in the MPP program, I was also a member of the Leadership South Coast class of 2013. Myself, along with a diverse group of acknowledged and aspiring leaders, were selected to participate in this thought-provoking 9-month community leadership program consisting of essentially a one-day retreat and 8 monthly full-day sessions. My Leadership South Coast experience created opportunities for contact with influential leaders and taught me essential critical thinking skills. I became better equipped to understanding group dynamics, to be a team leader, and make sound decisions in the workplace. I leave the program with a much better understanding of the issues facing the Southeast region, but I think most importantly, I leave feeling a strong sense of growth as a professional. Lastly, but certainly not least, is my publication in the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's Sea Grant Law and Policy Journal. In fact, I consider my publication with Professor McGuire to be my most rewarding and notable achievement during my time in the MPP program. By carefully observing Professor McGuire's analytical and writing processes firsthand, following his guidance, and reflecting upon my MPP coursework throughout the process, I was able to produce an important component of our paper. This publication and the experience as a whole is something I will take with me throughout my career. I also had the pleasure of presenting our research at the Legal Solutions to Coastal Climate Change Adaptation in Connecticut conference to an audience of more than 100 leading coastal policymakers, planners, and managers from the Northeast region. Links to both the publication and the presentation can be found in my written portfolio. I'd like to take a minute to speak with you about my applied policy research project with the Massachusetts Department of Conservation and Recreation. I'm actually in the final stages of completing my applied policy research project right now. My project, titled Building Relationships Between DCR and Academia, an Assessment of Internal and External Capacity, is essentially a study investigating the potential for filling information gaps in the agency's resource management plans, in addition to finding support for other goals and objectives of the agency through the development of strategic partnerships with institutions of higher education in the Commonwealth. I would be lying if I didn't say that I chose this project not only because it provided real-world application of my MPP coursework, but also because I hope to be employed by the agency at the conclusion of the semester. Over the past several months, I've spent a lot of time and worked very hard to network and demonstrate my capabilities with a number of DCR staff members. I can only hope that my approach to continuously fill my plate with extra work and chances to meet professionals with similar interests pays off. There's one thing I can say for certain: I will continue to give them reason after reason to hire me. So this concludes my portfolio presentation. I'd like to end by thanking all the faculty and staff that supported me over these last few years. My interactions and experience with the department, the center, and others far exceeded my expectations entering the program. I leave the program feeling excited and prepared to embark on the next phase of my career. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please do not hesitate to contact me. Thank you.